who keep their word as it pertains to things that they set out to accomplish, people who hold themselves to high standards. That's what I look for. Measure your growth.
Either way's the day going. Either way's day going. You got to dream to win. Play for it. Don't give in when. Play for it.
Continuously.
Don't quit the dream or you pay for it.
Prioritize.
Play or you pay for it.
Accomplish it.
Either way's the day going. Play or you pay for it.
Track the outcome.
Either way's day going. The winning circle stay prudent. Losers and illusions stay feuding. Forever stay learning like a student. The same rat race got your children. The same blood suckers got you building. Televise the wars and the killings. Evil and they know it. Know they gotta pay for it. Chorus.
What are some of the hardships you encounter before a breakthrough?
Some of the hardships you encounter before a breakthrough can vary. It can range from, on a personal level, family and loved ones not believing in you, your spouse maybe not believing in you, your friends thinking you have a few screws loose, or that you're crazy, in other words. Those things are hard, right? Because sometimes you rely on these people as your support group. Your family is your support system, support group, and your friends are an extension of that by default in most cases. And when the people who you're the most vulnerable with in terms of expressing your aspirations and even sometimes bouncing ideas off of them, when they lack belief in you, it can be quite painful. So these are some of the hardships. As it relates to finances, obviously, you don't always reap as quickly as you expect to, right? So sometimes you can make a hefty investment in something and it doesn't turn out. You encounter surprises and, and roadblocks and things of that sort, It doesn't pan out exactly how you want it to and in the time frame that you want it to. And as a result, you could be left with some hardship, some, hard decisions to make. So on both sides, in a nutshell, it could be on one side personal, and on one side it could be financial. And of course, it goes much deeper on either end of the spectrum.
What are the vital stages of growth that lead to a positive turning point?
The vital stages of growth. Well, growing pains is definitely, a factor in almost every sector of life, right? Most times it's subconscious, but people tend to give up so easily when the pains required for growth must be conscious pain. So it could be social pain. It could be sacrifices in form of, financial sacrifices, social sacrifices, missing your children's birthday events, parties, school functions, missing friends' weddings, all sorts of things. There's always sometimes there's more than two sides to it, but there's at least two sides to it on the social side and more financial side, right? So some of those hardships, those growing pains that you encounter, but in the end, it turns out it's always worth it, right? It's always rewarding in the end. And sometimes those things become a far distant memory.
At the right season, save a song.
The seeds they sow and stolen on real estate while they hoping to tower over the army of faith. Driven by circumstance, claiming bait. Birthright from morsel of meat, better weigh it. Sinister minister, contractual breach. Hard, that wicked, so twisted yet rich. Is that really a reflection or a glitch? Reap what you sow in this dramatic twist. Lord sowing seeds out of men who fish. Men of honor, tax collect.
Here are 15 ways to acknowledge the growing pains that you experience in business and in other aspects of your life. First of all, just like anything else, right? You want to recognize that the challenges are a natural part of business, your personal life. Acknowledge that it's a part of the growth as it applies to any sector of your life, business or otherwise. And signify what the process is. Reflect on it. Understand every aspect of how you arrived at this point that requires your expansion. Because growth is a natural process. And as you make progress, you should make room and expect to have the pains that accompany the growth that you expect in business. Whether it be expanding your office space, you might have to incur some additional expenses that you may not be prepared for. Whether it be buying wholesale, so many different examples I can give, right? Pains come with growth. Accept it. The second thing, to learn to focus on the bigger picture. This is crucial because, put it this way, if you plant a seed or a plant in a small pot, if the plant has the capacity, the capability to grow as tall as a Chinese bamboo, in a small pot, it can only grow so big. So, by focusing on the bigger picture, you allow yourself to see how far and how wide this thing can get. Keep your long-term vision in mind and allow it to keep you motivated through any temporary discomfort. Because growing pains and discomfort often come with broadening your expectations, broadening your view. The third thing is to adapt your mindset. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, because that's what they are. In every challenge, in every mishap, there's something to be learned there, a lesson for you to take with you either to the next step or even sometimes a long life lesson that will carry you on through different stages of life. So embrace your challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as obstacles. The next thing is to streamline your processes. Identify inefficiencies and optimize systems to handle increased demands effectively. This is crucial. It's sort of like templatizing things. Do some brainstorming, understand what works, and identify things that will be a part of your daily routine in business. Streamline those things and optimize systems to handle those things. An important part of business and to get more done is to delegate and empower, right? You have to trust your team. Trust them with responsibilities, because this helps you to reduce your personal workload and it helps to foster their growth as well. This is a tool that you can utilize in managing your growth and minimizing the growing pains that you may experience in business. Another key thing is to continuously invest in training. You want to strive to upskill your team and yourself, because this helps them prepare for demands of the growth that your business will experience. Same thing applies in your personal life as well. Learn new things and continue to upskill yourself and your family. Another key thing is to seek feedback. You want to keep a continuous, open, continuous feedback loop, right? A short feedback loop. In business, you want to listen to your employees. In personal relationship, listen to your spouse, your significant other. As a business owner, you have to pay attention to your customers' needs. Listen to them. Listen to your stakeholders as a consultant or to your clients to identify areas for improvement and calibrate and adjust accordingly. This will take you a much longer way. It'll take you much further in so many aspects of life. Another thing is to strengthen your leadership to help you with growth. Develop leadership skills to inspire and guide, because your team relies on your growth as a leader. Your team requires more experience. They expect you to be more experienced as time goes on. So you want to strengthen your leadership skills. You want to develop leadership skills to inspire and guide your team through various transitional periods. Next key thing is to manage your finances wisely. This will help you through your growth, and it'll help you minimize your growing pains. You want to plan for any increased expenses, and you want to invest strategically in areas that will yield the greatest returns. So learn to manage your finances wisely and still stay open to taking calculated risks, but your finances must be managed wisely. Next step is to stay customer centric in business. That is, as you grow in business, you want to ensure that you're customer centric, right? Prioritize your customer satisfaction. Even during, for instance, periods of internal, change or scaling, be very customer centric. Another thing you may consider is to build a scalable infrastructure. You want to implement systems, be it technology or other systems and workflows that can grow your business. Key point. Another key factor is to prioritize communication. This is important. You want to keep your team informed and aligned on all goals. Some things are on a need-to-know basis, obviously, but on most goals, expectations, and even changes, during growth phases, you want to make sure that you prioritize communicating with your team. That way they all feel a part and you're able to close any communication gaps. Next thing is to accept mistakes as learning opportunities. Yes, in life, in business, in relationships, people make mistakes, but there's something to learn from it. There's something you can take away from it, right? You want to view those setbacks as valuable lessons that can improve your personal life, can improve your business, and learn from those mistakes. Take them as learning opportunities. Next thing is to celebrate. Learn to celebrate your small wins, your milestones. When you set those milestones and you reach those small wins, you want to recognize and reward. Be intentional about recognizing and rewarding progress, because this helps to boost morale and it helps to maintain the momentum as well. So be intentional to celebrate those wins. And lastly is seek expertise. Reach out to experts, seek outside expertise, consult with mentors, consult with advisors or subject matter experts, industry experts, those who can provide advice, those who can provide guidance on managing your growth effectively, helping you avoid some of the pitfalls that they may have experienced or that some of their clients may have experienced. Learn from other people's mistakes. Seek outside expertise, those who can guide you, and preferably those in your sector, right, or in your field of operation, and learn from them. And these are some of the 15 things that you can do to minimize growing pains, both in business as it applies, and in some cases in your personal life. Thank you.
And I've been good since then, I've been good.
Being good includes I feel nothing missing. Isolated from the cockatrice's ill mission. Proverbial grass cut low within my perimeter. Ain't no snakes hissing, none close within. No mainstay, then pray with peace that can't fit in. In close range they can't hold frame they can't be fine, not seeing the Most High's vision.
What do you take with you when it's time to expand your business?
Well, you want to make sure that you have like minds. You want to make sure that you have people who are willing to and have shown that they can roll up their sleeves and get down and dirty and get in the weeds, and who don't run from the struggle when times are hard or when challenging problems arise. You want people who tackle things on the front line. People who are proactive, people who are solution driven and problem solvers. But more importantly, you want people who don't shy away from difficulty, from tough times, because those tough times, those hardships build character, it builds trust. It's a bonding, you go through a bonding period when you've gone through difficult circumstances and come out on the other end unscathed or not. It creates a bond. So these are the people that you want, that you eventually develop a more concrete relationship with.
What are the struggles and important shared experiences that you believe make those in your circle appreciate the wins much more?
Some of the struggles and shared experiences it could be trivial things, right? It could be the small things, you know, remembering, looking back to times when you had so little, and not to name, you know, when you survived off of noodles, peanut butter jelly sandwich, worked long nights, and people remained dedicated, and people worked with you in the trenches, got down and dirty and got work done, and participated in think tanks and shuffled ideas and filtered out ideas. It varies. It varies. I just want solid people around me, for the most part, dedicated, loyal people. And loyalty is relative, but people who are loyal to themselves and loyal to, who keep their word as it pertains to things that they set out to accomplish, people who hold themselves to high standards. That's what I look for.
How do you overcome a failed business plan?
Well, overcoming a failed business plan, a business plan to begin with is never bulletproof, right? If you look hard and deep enough, there are likely to be chinks in a business plan. And as you progress and proceed, you'll realize that sometimes things take a different turn, right? You have a series of events that could happen unexpectedly, and things could go in a very different direction. So a failed business plan, you overcome it by re-strategizing. Sometimes you have to go back to the blueprint, you know, put some more thought into it, some more effort. Sometimes it requires pivoting in a different direction, but you must continue to take action nonetheless, and continue to brainstorm and find better ideas. Keep doing the things that you did in your infant stages, because the ideas are the bedrock of anything that you choose to build, right? It must be thought out first. So you have to keep thinking, and keep thinking with, you know, like minds.
I ain't seen her eye. Seen her eye, seen her eye. Met her in Covina. Love the price you gotta pay. What's the price you gotta pay? What's that price you gotta pay? What's that price of love you gotta pay? What's that price of love you gotta pay? Fit your head in the crowd. Fit your head in the crowd. Fit your head in the crowd. Fit your head in the crowd.